What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, where I talk about pretty much anything and everything that is wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh, including this episode that is going to be very unique. That being structure deck reprints. More specifically though, the Charmer structure deck, which I actually have here on the Yu-Gi-Oh Card Guide website, I have the full set, list here. I did some videos on the structure deck over the last, within the last few months, which you guys can check out. So, obviously we know, when it comes to structure decks, there's always going to be problems with it. One problem specifically is actually the reprints. So to name off the reprints that are here, we have Asa the Earth Charmer, Area the Water Charmer, Heat of the Fire Charmer, Wind the Wind Charmer. We also have Gigabyte. No. I think those are some of the newer ones. Fairy Tale Sleeper, Rella, Luna, Witchcrafter Golem, Aruru, Dark Doriado, Witch of the Black Forest, Effect Veiler, Denko Sekka, Grand Spiritual Art, Ichiran, I believe that's one of the newer ones, Awakening of the Possessed, Regeki, Secret Village of the Spellcaster, Spellbook of Knowledge, Terraforming, Book of Eclipse, Twin Twister, Dark Rule No More, and then, of course, the Spiritual, Art, Trap Cards, Metaverse, D-Barrier, Sullen Warning, yeah. The big problem? They did not put in evenly matched. Why, you may ask? It is actually very simple. It's because of the fact that a card like that would be a little too powerful for a Charmer deck, for a structure deck like this. I think that was one of the biggest problems that Konami had. And the funny thing is that the card is that evenly matched is in the Charmer structure deck in the OCG, which honestly it doesn't make sense whatsoever. And what I find interesting is that when they announced this, when they announced this, a lot of people were like, "Oh, this deck is gonna be really good." But when they saw it in the TCG, everybody was like, "Okay, this sucks." Another thing as well, when you think about also structure deck reprints, you think of the Shadal structure deck, you think of, just pretty much any deck that's dark attribute, and the biggest reprint for any card at all would have to be Tragoedia, which I will show up, and which I will bring up right now. Hang on. Tragoedia. So if you guys don't know anything about Tragoedia, it was actually once a, I want to say it was an ultra rare? What set did it come from anyway? I'm actually looking it up right now. So it's been in a lot of different sets. It was in Turbo Pack 4, which was one of the big ultimate rare cards of the set. The Gates of the Underworld structure deck, which was obviously the Dark World structure deck as a common. Then of course Battle Pack Epic Dawn as a rare and a star foil. Emperor of Darkness structure deck, I think that was the Emperor of Darkness. What set was that? 2016. I want to say that was... Oh, Monarchs. I think Monarchs. I think Dark Monarchs. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, that's right, that's right. Yeah, so it was dark. It was in the dark monarch structure deck. Um, and then also too, um, and then also too the Cybers the Cybers structure deck as a common, and then of course the Sacred Beast structure deck as well. But if you guys don't know anything about Tragoedia, it says when you take battle damage, you can special summon this card from your hand, which that right there is just broken on its own. Gain 600 attack and defense for each card in your hand. Once per turn, you can send a monster from your hand to the grave. Then target a face-on monster your opponent controls with the same level the sent monster had in the hand. Take control of that face-up monster. Once per turn, you can target a monster in your grave. This card's level becomes the same as that target's until the end of the turn. So not only with this card, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great card, but the big problem is the fact that it's not as good as it was back then. That's like one of the biggest problems with structure deck reprints is that people may think that they're good, but really they're not. Take the Emperor of Darkness structure deck set list. I'll actually look it up. Let me see. Let me go to it. Okay, here we are. So the full set list, it goes as follows. Obviously, you get a token with the whole thing, but going in numerical order with this set, you have Ether, the Heavenly Monarch. You have Erebus, the Underworld Monarch, Edios, the Underworld Squire, Edea, the Heavenly Squire, Caius, the Shadow Monarch, Zaborg, the Thunder Monarch, Grandmark, the Rock Monarch, Mobius, the Frost Monarch, the Stalos, the Firestorm Monarch, Rise of the Storm Monarch, Lucius, the Shadow Vessel, Mithra, the Thunder Vessel, Landrobe, the Rock Vessel, Esther, the Frost Vessel, Berlineth, the Firestorm Vessel, Garum, the Storm Vessel, Illusory Snatcher, Tragoedia, again, another card that I mentioned, Dandelion, Mathematician, Level Eater, Battle Fader, Rainbow Karibo, Pantheism of the Monarchs, Domain of the True Monarchs, which was actually the main field spell for them. March of the Monarchs, Return of the Monarchs, Monarch Stormforth, Strike of the Monarchs, Tenacity of the Monarchs, Soul Exchange, Enemy Controller, Dice Foon, Soul Charge, the Prime Monarch, the First Monarch, Escalation of the Monarchs, the Monarchs Awaken, Monarchs Erupt, by Order of the Emperor, and Pinpoint Guard. That set list, you may think that it's good, but the big problem are the reprints. More specifically, Grandmark. Grandmark was another one of those cards that it was good when when it was in its prime, but nowadays it's just not that good. It's not that good because because a card like Grandmark can easily be Solemn Judgment. It can easily be Psalms. It can easily be Imperms. It's a good card to remove back row, but the odds of that back row card being a card like, say, Red Reboot or anything like that is very high. It's very, very high. That's why a lot of people prefer to get structure decks that have really good reprints that actually needed a reprint because by doing that, they know that okay, this card is going to be good in this deck, or this card will be good in that deck. Again, take for example the Monarch structure deck, another card as well, Soul Charge. Soul Charge, even now, I think Soul Charge is banned, I think, in today's standards, but Soul Charge, if you guys don't know, you're able to. It's basically a card where you reborn your monsters, but you take 1,000 damage for each one. You take 1,000 damage for each one. In which case, by doing that, you would be able to go full combo, go into your Xyz place, whatever you need, and then just attack for game. That's how broken Soul Charge was when it was reprinted in some of the structure decks. The different booster sets like Duelist Saga, just to name a few. Another really good example for structure deck reprint, and I'm actually going to look it up as well. Another really good one, another like prime example. Okay, seriously, can I? Another good example would definitely have to be the ooh, you know what? Yeah, definitely the gates of the Underworld structure deck. In fact, I'll actually look up some of the structure decks. But honestly though, this was a really this structure deck in particular was like really good because you were able to get cards that actually needed a reprint. Even when they were pricey, they still needed to be reprint. So to show off, so literally you would have the entire Dark World engine. So you had Grapha, which was the only in which this structure deck was the only way you could get Grapha, Dragon Lord of Dark World, back in the day. Now I think you can get it not just in this set, but in Premium Gold, Maximum Gold is another one, just to name a couple. But yeah, so you have Grapha, Snow, Ceruli, Zur, Knight of Dark World, Zombie. A lot of people always butcher that for some weird reason. We have Range, Scar, Cocky, Gren, Bro, Beige, Brawn, Silva, Gold, Rainbow, which was basically their first boss monster, so to speak. And then of course too a bunch of other reprints. You have Belial, Marquis of Darkness, Dragoedia, Sangan, Nudoria, Goblin King, Grave Squirmer, Card Guard, Battle Fader, and then of course too the Gates of Dark World Lightning, Gateway to Dark World Dealings, Allure of Darkness, Card Destruction, Terraforming, Dark Eruption, Dark Scheme, which was actually not that bad. The Forces of Darkness, Deck Devastation Virus, Eradicator, Epidemic Virus, Mind Crush, Dark Deal, Transmigration Prophecy, Escape from the Dark Dimension, and Dark Bribe. This right here may have been a good deck, a good structure deck, but the big problem is the fact that they forgot to add two very important cards, or actually I think like one was it one or two. I think it was only one. It was I think there was only one card that they forgot to add, and that would act. Or no. Oh wait, no. Oh no, two. I was right. Two. They forgot to add two cards. One is a spell. The other one is a trap. The spell is Drag Down into the Grave, which was just an absolutely absurd card. Which basically, if you guys don't know, Drag Down into the Grave lets you and your opponent rip a card from each other's hands, send that card to the grave, and you get to draw a card. And if your whole hand had nothing but Dark World monsters, your opponent would literally have no choice but to choose a Dark World monster. So for instance, if you played that card, and you had something like, say, I'll say 2 Grapha, 1 Snow, 1 Bro, and let's say 1 Silva, they would have no choice but to either let you pop cards from their field, get a search, get a draw, or allow you to basically pop multiple cards from either the hand or the field. That's how great, that's how like absolutely broken that card was. And in fact, if I remember correctly, I think that card got limited to 1 when when this was released. When the structure deck was released, I think it got limited to one and then went back off the list. But another card as well is a card that I think it was from, I think, what was it, Pharaoh Servant, if I remember correctly. It's called it's a trap card called Appropriate. If you guys don't know anything about that card, it's a continuous trap card where if your opponent draws cards outside of their draw phase, you get to draw 2 cards. So if you were to play cards like Dark World Dealings or even Drag Down into the Grave, Appropriate would give you basically an additional draw. That's what made the Dark World deck so unique, was that fact. I do have, again, I've said it before, I do have a Dark World deck ready to go. The update is ready to go. I am missing a few cards, but hopefully I can get them in time to do the deck profile. I want to do it sometime in the spring. I do have some other deck profile ideas, so yeah. But yeah, so the Dark World deck, the Dark World structure deck was great, but some of the like bad reprints from this, obviously Goblin King was one of them. Goblin King didn't really do anything with the deck. Grave Screamer was another one. Let's see what else. Mind Crush. I think yeah, just those. I think those cards were just the only ones that didn't really do well. So that's Konami's biggest problem, is reprinting cards in a structure deck that either doesn't need to be reprinted or needs to be reprinted, but they ended up taking it out. It's the fact that they ended up taking those cards out. More specifically, again, going back with the Charmer structure deck, they ended up doing that with Evenly Matched, because it was in the what you call it, the hang on, it was they thought that it was just too powerful. They thought, oh, it doesn't deserve to be there, but it actually does. You know, I think Evenly Matched needs to be reprinted. So if I were to guess as to how Konami could fix this, I would have to say do a structure deck that actually balances the meta and not overpower it, if that makes sense. Hang on. Alright, so, but guys, that is going to do it for, actually, you know what, there is another example that I do want to bring up, and it's actually the Soul Burner structure deck. And the reason why I want to mention this is because of the fact that because of one important detail. So a lot of people, so there were a lot of rumors. There were a lot of rumors about the Soul Burner structure deck that many people were hoping for. So obviously, if you guys don't know, the Soul Burner structure deck was released in 2019. So this was almost 2 years old. This was released a little over almost a couple of years ago, because we're already in 2020, and the list is as follows, going in numerical order. We have Salmon Great, Raccoon, Mole, Gazelle, Spinny, Fowl, Beat, Bison, Mirror, Foxy, Falco, Jack Jaguar, Wolvie, Paro, and Foxel. Foxer. Then we have True King, Agnimazud, the Vanisher, Dogran, the Mad Flame Kaiju, Flamvel, Fire Dog, Fencing Fire Ferret, Inferno, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring as a fucking common, which is insane. Red Resonator, Volcanic Shell, Formid Skipper, Salamangreat Circle, Salamangreat Claw, Salamangreat Sanctuary, Will of the Salamangreat, Monster Reincarnation, Circle of the Fire Kings, Transmodify, Link Bound, Magic Planter, Salamangreat Rage, Roar, and Gift, Transmigration Prophecy, Threatening Roar, Break Off Trap Hole, Backfire, Goes in Match, Salamangreat Heat Leo, both the original and the alternate, Salamangreat Mirage Stalio, Baylinks, Flame Administrator, and Doolittle Chimera. So the big problem with this one is the fact that they added Red Resonator to the deck. The funny thing is that Salamangreats, as far as I know, they don't run Synchros. It's all Links. It's Links, it's Fusion Succeeds, and Links. No Synchros. Why they added Red Resonator to this is beyond me. But you know, and another thing as well is Volcanic Shell. Konami is always adding cards that shouldn't need to be in structure decks at all, or even also, or vice versa. They took the list from the OCG and they took cards out, which makes no sense. Again, going back with the Charmer structure deck, they should have kept Evenly Matched. That way, it would have balanced out. In my opinion, I think adding Evenly Matched into the Charmer structure deck would have balanced out the meta entirely. Which brings me to the question of the day. So we know that we're now getting the Ice Barrier structure, which I think I did a full set list review on in one of my earlier videos. So once the Ice Barrier structure that comes out, that will bring me to the question of the day. Once we get to, or rather get past the Ice Barrier structure deck, what cards do you want to see get reprinted in future structured decks besides cards like Evenly Matched and also what's that one? I can't even think about it. You know what? I'll just say Evenly Matched. Cards like Evenly Matched and others. Like, what other cards do you guys want to see reprinted in future structure decks? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel. And you guys loved this episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, and you guys want to see more every Friday, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, because I will be doing fan mail this year, my address will be in the description below. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.